Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you, President Hu Jintao, for the great hospitality offered to all of us during this visit. And thank you also all the member states of Shanghai for granting Afghanistan the status of observer. Mr. President, dear members, in view of the new status for Afghanistan as an observer, and in view of the changing environment in Afghanistan and the future that's so important for all of us, please bear with me if I took a little more time. Mr. Chairman, the past 3 decades have been decades of tremendous torment to the Afghan people, as also the past 3 decades were the decades of the spread of radicalism in this region, in the broader region, and beyond. The reasons for these events and trends are known to all of us. When Afghanistan began to fight the former Soviet Union, the rest of the world also came to help us. One consequence of that was the promotion of religious radicalism in Afghanistan and in the region. With the collapse of the former Soviet Union and with the withdrawal of interest of the West and the rest of the world from Afghanistan, the spread of radicalism in Afghanistan remained strong with support of hundreds of millions of dollars. Radicalism continued to cause tremendous upheaval in Afghanistan, with consequences, of course, in our neighborhood, particularly in Pakistan, and with the tragedy of September 11 in the United States. The United States and NATO came back to Afghanistan. The Afghan people received them with positive view, hoping that Afghanistan would be liberated from the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and that interference in Afghanistan from the region would end. Now, in the past 10 years, in the consequence of that international presence in Afghanistan, Afghanistan has made significant progress in education, in health, and economy because of the support of the international community, and also because of the support of the countries present around this meeting today. Afghanistan re-established itself as a member of the international community. We re-established relations with the rest of the world. Afghanistan has never had such a vibrant foreign relationship and friendly relationship ever before as we have today. With our neighbors, our trade has grown many times over. In 2001, our trade with our neighborly, brotherly country, Pakistan, was $25 million. Today, it is over $2 billion. With Iran, in the same manner, it's over $500 million. With China, with India, with Russia, with Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and all others. This is all good, and we are happy for. So have our political relations grown. In spite of the fact of the presence of the United States and NATO in Afghanistan, we maintained an excellent equilibrium of relationship with our neighbors and with the region. But we have not been as successful in fighting terrorism and radicalism as we had all hoped. What are the reasons for that? From an Afghan perspective, there are mainly two reasons. One, lack of cooperation in the region. Two, heavy-handed approach by NATO, within which we also can have the late start of the support to Afghan security forces. Success is possible if, especially, Afghanistan and Pakistan cooperate sincerely in the fight against terrorism, in the fight against the spread of radicalism. Afghanistan and Pakistan have engaged extensively in the past 10 years, in particular in the past 4 years since the arrival of the democratic government led by President Zardari. We have had extensive engagement on this. We've also had extensive engagement with our Indian friends, with Iran, and with all our neighbors and China on this. Therefore, an eventual success in the war against terror and radicalism entails sincere and dedicated cooperation between Afghanistan and Pakistan, and dedicated support accordingly from all those countries present around this meeting. Lack of success and lack of a dedicated effort by all of us will inevitably and without a doubt, respected leaders, give more rise to radical tendencies in the region, will give more rise to terrorism in the region, as it is already affecting Afghanistan, as it is already affecting Pakistan, as it is already affecting India, China, Russia, and other countries. Therefore, I can say with certainty that we have no option but to work together as a region, dedicatedly and realistically and with sincerity to fight this menace. I don't think that NATO can deliver all the goods for us. NATO can deliver parts of it. The rest of it, and I believe the most important part of it, is what we should do together. Honorable leaders, Afghanistan will go through a complete process of transition from responsibility now held by NATO and ISAF to Afghanistan, meaning that by 2013, Afghanistan will be fully responsible for the security of our country and all of the country. In 6 months' time, Afghanistan will be responsible for providing security to 75% of our population. By the end of 2013, the entire country and all of the Afghan people will be protected and provided security by the Afghan security forces. By the end of 2014, NATO will leave Afghanistan, and Afghanistan will be left to provide for its security, for its governance, and Afghanistan then, in particular, will require the dedicated support of the Shanghai Cooperation Council and the countries present around this table. In Chicago, during the NATO meeting, Afghanistan was pledged by NATO members and the United States $4.1 billion for the upkeep of the Afghan security forces and for the support of the Afghan security forces from 2014 to 2024. I believe it is very important and relevant for us that the neighbors of Afghanistan and the countries in the region in the Shanghai Cooperation Council also provide support to Afghan security forces. We have also signed strategic partnerships with the United States and other countries, like India and Germany and others, with a view to providing support to Afghan security forces, with a view to providing capacity building to the Afghan youth, with a view to providing a better economic infrastructure to the country. And this was done in full consultation with our neighbors and countries in this region. Honorable leaders, Afghanistan finds itself fully as a member of this community, of Shanghai, of this region, of SAARC, and of this particular part of the world. Afghanistan will prosper with your help. Afghanistan will suffer without your help. But the suffering of Afghanistan, as has been proven now, will not remain confined to Afghanistan. It will spread as it has spread to our neighbors. Therefore, I hope this meeting will give high priority from now onwards to conducting its affairs with Afghanistan in much closer proximity, in recognizing the dangers that are facing us, and in fighting radicalism together with Afghanistan and together with Pakistan, and that this whole gathering will help Afghanistan and Pakistan chart out a more successful approach to fight against terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, Afghanistan in the economic area is very happy to have investment from our neighbors. The biggest such investment has come from China, followed by India. And also I hope that there will be similar investment environments provided between us and Russia and our other neighbors. Afghanistan is building its infrastructure in order to be able to provide the services that it can provide as a connecting point between Afghanistan and the surrounding region. We are happy to have the TAPI project worked on. We are also happy to have the Karzai 1,000 electricity supply lines through Afghanistan to Pakistan. Afghanistan provides you with a clear pledge that Afghanistan's land will not be used against our neighbors. And Afghanistan hopes that the same will be done towards Afghanistan. Harmony between us and our neighbors is the guarantor of safety and security for this region as a whole. Mr. President, Afghanistan is thankful to China for the support that it has received all along. And Afghanistan is grateful for your work and those of our other partners for granting us partnership as an observer of the Shanghai Cooperation Council. I congratulate Kyrgyzstan for the future leadership of this organization, and I would repeat once again, please do find Afghanistan as a fully cooperative member of this body, and one that will require your help, and then one that will provide you all the necessary assistance for future security and stability. And thank you very much.